Okay, so I have removed the honorable from inherit of our contract. Now let's move on. Let's compile it again. It's compiled successfully. You can also compile it by pressing Ctrl S button. Okay, now let's move on to deployment. Then click on the deploy and run transaction menu. Click on environment drop down menu and select injected web. Okay, now this is the deployment button. Select on it and now select injected provider MetaMask. Okay, close this one. Make sure the MetaMask wallet is on Alchemy Goerli network. Select the NFT smart contract from the contract drop down menu and click deploy. Okay, let's see that MetaMask should be on. Connected here, it should be on Alchemy Goerli. Okay, so environment drop down menu, select injected web3. We have selected injected provider MetaMask. Yes, it is. Then we have selected it on Alchemy Goerli network here. Now when we click on deploy, MetaMask pop-up window will appear. Click on sign and proceed to pay the gas fees. Everything worked as expected. After 10 seconds you should see the contract listed under deploy contract. Okay, now let's deploy it. Click on deploy. Here it is. You can see this window. Let's pop up. Here you need to pay the gas price to deploy the smart contract. By deploying it using this Goerli 2 account. Now let's confirm it, and you will see once it's deployed, you will see the message. Yes, here it is. You will also see the message here. It's not able to display it in the video, but you will going to see the message here also from the MetaMask. So here it is, the deployed contract. Now let's see documentation. Now that the smart contract is deployed on the Goerli testnet, it's time to mint your NFTs. But first you need to create and upload the metadata on IPFS. Let's understand what we mean by the term metadata. What is NFTs metadata? For OpenSea to pull in off-chain metadata for ERC721 tokens, the contract will need to return URI pointing to hosted metadata. To find the this URI, OpenSea variable and other popular marketplaces will use the token URI method contains in the ERC721 URI storage standard. The token URI function in the ERC721 should return the HTTP or IPFS URL such as IPFS When queried, this URL should return the JSON blob of data with the metadata of your token. You can read more about metadata standards on the official OpenSea documentation. Here it is. More detail about the metadata, how we can write the metadata of image and attributes. Now, how to format your NFT metadata. According to the open definition, NFT metadata should stored in a .json file structured as follows. Okay, here it is. Here is the brief explanation of what each property stores. Image. This is the URL of image of an item. Can be just about any type of image, including SVG, which will be cached into PNG by OpenSea, and can be IPFS URLs or paths. We recommend using 350 into 350 image. Raw SVG image data if you want to generate images on the fly. Not recommended. Only use this if you are not including the image parameter. Okay. This URL that will appear below the assets image on OpenSea and will allow user to leave the OpenSea and view the item on the site. A human readable description, the name, the attributes of items which show up on the OpenSea page for the item. Background color of the item on OpenSea must be 6 character hexadecimal without pre-appended. Animation URL. A URL to multimedia attachment for the item, the file extension, GLTF, GLB, VBM, MP4 and other supported items. Animation also supports HTML pages, allowing you to build a rich experience and interactive NFTs using JavaScript, Canvas, WebGL and more. Scripts and related parts within the HTML page are now supported. However, access to the browser extension is not supported. YouTube URL, a YouTube video. Excuse me. Okay. Now that we have briefed the understanding of what will be contained in your tokens metadata, let's learn how to create and store it on IPFS. First of all, navigate to filebase.com. Now I think we need to create an account on it. Let me create it.